Welcome to Project Die Hard Mission Monday Update. My name is Sue Roskoff, and I am an ambassador here with Project Die Hard. And you know what? We are here every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central to fill you in on all the things that are going on at Project Die Hard and all the things. Oh my gosh, you're here at a good time because there's a lot going on. Brian's here to give us all those updates, and hang in there because we do have a very special guest joining us tonight as well. First up, though, as always, we do have Brian Gibson here. He is our founder and president, and he's got news. How you doing? Oh, look at that.
I'm doing good. See, I'm getting better at this, ain't I?
I'm impressed. You've been practicing, haven't you?
Yes. All right, folks. Here it is. I can't make it any more simpler. Together, everyone accomplishes more, right? This is where we're sitting for Operation Arizona. I don't know. Can you make that whole thing big? Take us off so people can see this, so I can explain it. There you go. Okay, if you look at the lows, if you're looking at it, it'll be to your right. Those are the signs from Lone Oak Trophy. They did that. A veteran-owned business. Lowe's Carbondale donated the wood for these signs. Thank you. God bless is all I can say to these people. Operation Arizona is our chance to make a very big impression, but we cannot do it without you guys. We still need 6 holes dug, and we still need a in-kind donation of concrete. If I had the funds, it would be done, guys. But that it is. Last Tuesday, all the paperwork was signed. Nonprofit TV and On the Mark TV are now outreach partners. They're helping us get this mission worldwide. They're doing their part. So, what do you guys got to do? Share our mission. The benefit that we come to an agreement with them, because what's not about us, it's about thanking those who help. All of our community support program members now get a 2-minute commercial that will reach 300 million households.
That's huge. What?
But we only take the best. Susan here will walk you through the application process because you got to apply. All right. Next, maybe. There we are. Forward Operating Base Rush, September 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tucson, Arizona started this. Richmond, Virginia has joined them. So if they're making the trip to Makanda, Illinois, how come you're not? Tucson, Arizona, Richmond, Virginia to Makanda, Illinois. This is how we're going to fill this community support program. Okay. That's how we're going to do it. Oh, speaking. All right. The fellowship breakfast for Operation Arizona. They're coming and they're going to be at our fellowship breakfast, where Kentucky Legal Aid will be attending to answer veterans' questions on legal issues. A resource partner, you see how this works? Map to Manhood, Tupos ministry partners they're praying hard for us, and they're planning on attending. Come join us. You want to learn more? Scan the code. How about this? $22 a month. Scan the other code. Because that is what it's going to take. 90% of every dollar touches a veteran. 10% goes to administration. No leader gets paid. I cannot stress this enough. Now, next Monday, Sue and Kurt are going to be out. You will be, Mark. Hold on. We'll be out water skiing. That's their annual thing they do. But I'm going to be on with Drew Williams to answer your questions on veteran issues. He's running for Kentucky First. He wants to hear from you. I want to help you. But I can't have 9,000 people on this thing right here. That's why you have to email your questions to myvoice@projectdiehard.org. Email your questions. My team is going to go through them. We're going to take the most pertinent ones. Every question is important, guys, but I have this man for limited time. So if I get 20 questions about the same issue, guess what? That one goes to the top of the list. And 3 slides. That was it tonight.
Short and sweet, but packed full.
But that's me, though. Well, I'm not sweet.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we do have some incredible gentlemen joining us this evening. I'm going to go ahead and bring them in so we can get this conversation rolling with all the things that are going on. First up, I'm going to go ahead and bring in Thomas Long. Thomas is a wonderful, if you have not met Thomas yet, you are missing out. He is the National Director of Veterans Affairs at Veteran Biz Connect. He is an amazing gentleman. And like I said, if you haven't met him yet, you're in for a treat. Thomas, I am so glad you're here.
Evening, Susan. Evening, Brian. Thank you very much for having me here, Project Die Hard.
Brother, that's what we do.
Roger that, brother. And thank you so much for those kind words, Susan. I greatly appreciate you softening up this crowd for me, especially with Brian admitting that he isn't sweet. So we're glad to hear that he's at least honest.
We do have fun here.
Yeah, absolutely. We still love you, Brian, no matter what.
I know, brother.
So tell us a bit more about who you are and hit some of those highlights, because there's a lot in your portfolio. So share a bit about what y'all do. And then I know we got Mark in the background here. We'll bring him in shortly. But
yeah, Roger that. I don't want to keep too much. I won't take too much time because I don't want to keep it from Mark. I want to make sure to get to meet him and see what's going on with him. But I'm a 100% disabled veteran, permanent and total. I'm a 3-time suicide survivor. I was bedridden for 7 years. By the grace of God and the love of a good woman is the reason I'm still here. And in 2022, really started focusing on taking my life back and getting out there and doing what the best that I can with the 20 years of experience in going through what that I've been through to try to help our fellow veterans in the community out there be able to move forward and get through and know that there's people like Brian, Susan, me, Kurt, Project Diehard here for them to be able to help them in their troubles, their times, the situations, learn from our mistakes, hopefully, even though I didn't learn from others. And then be there to let them know what happens when you do fall, you can rise again. That's why God is here. When we do sin, God puts out his hand and says, now it's time to rise. And then it's your option to be able to take that hand and take the step and move forward and rise again, or stay where you're at. Make sure you reach out. Put out a call. We're here for you. Project Diehard's here for you. I'm with Veteran Biz Connect, as Susan said. And what we do is we help bring veteran-owned businesses and veteran service organizations all over the nation together in face-to-face networking programs to build that network referral system that empowers businesses and creating that perpetual economic engine that can move them forward. Because as we raise ourselves inside the veteran community and bring us together and work together, as Brian preaches all the time, we will then raise the communities around us to another level. And that's what it's all about. Bringing the community together, bringing people together, because God wants us all to communicate together. So.
Sue, you ever heard that before?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sure. Yep.
Oh, that same flavor here. I love it.
I'm also an ambassador for Pennsylvania Wounded Warrior Project. They are not affiliated with the Wounded Warrior Project National in any way at all. They were started all by themselves, and they're 100% volunteer, and 100% of their time and energy goes out to the wounded warriors here in Pennsylvania. 96 cents of every dollar that comes in goes right back out. We did $1.9 million last year out to the wounded warriors here in Pennsylvania. And I also worked with the Army 250 this past June, because it is the Army's birthday. 250 years, right, Brian? Go Army, beat Navy. But we got Homecoming 250 coming up here in Philadelphia, which is the Navy's birthday. They are 250 years old as well. And the Marines on November 10th. We never forget our fellow Marines out there. We love to tease each other, love to talk bad about each other, but everybody knows any outsiders that come in to talk about any one of our service brothers or sisters, that's our family. We stand strong.
Yeah, I had that happen about 3 weeks ago. Me, Navy guy, Air Force guy were sitting there cutting up, and the civilian popped his 2 cents in.
Yeah.
The whole room went silent.
That's right. We all turned on the one person.
It was like,
talking to. Yeah, man.
You're not allowed to make fun of us.
Roger that. So, just love being here. Love being a part of the mission. Love bringing the communities together, and hope to be able to reach out and help anybody else that I can. I know Project Diehard is going to be opening their Veteran Biz Connect chapter here shortly, and getting things moving, bringing those veteran-owned businesses and community partners together face-to-face to be able to see how we can help, face challenges, and move things in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay, brother, is it safe to tell everybody what we got coming up? As in, look, guys, we're in the home stretch of I's dotted, T's crossed.
Yes, sir.
It's called due diligence. That's what
right.
we all do.
That's right.
But Veteran Biz Connect is becoming a resource partner of this mission. That means they get an office at every facility. They get to use our facilities to hold events at no cost.
Roger that.
He's up in Pennsylvania. Forward Operating Base Quinn is already named in Pennsylvania. Sergeant Amy Quinn, one of my soldiers that lost her life to the demon.
Right.
One in every state, folks. This is how it works. We have to build the first one. And now helping us with that is our next guest. He's been on here before, but I love it when he comes in. Bring him in, Sue.
Excellent. We have Mark Balin of On the Mark TV joining us here. Mark, how you doing tonight?
I thank you very much for having me, Brian. As always, Project Diehard, God bless. Thomas Long, nice to meet you. Matter of fact, just to let you know, Eric Zulli had you on the phone the other day, and I was supposed to connect with you, but it just didn't work out. So I'm glad I'm here connecting with you right now. So this is kind of destiny and fate. So, like, that's what Sue does. Those Roscoff beacons of light, we call them. They just bring people together. They have this special, I don't know. I just can't explain it. It's a special entity they have where they just to bring the right people together. So it's an honor to be amongst you guys. So I'm by the way, beat Army because I am USN. Okay, so hey,
It's
so
all good, brother. It's family love. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Navy, Army, Navy. Then the other two guys but Army, Navy. That's all.
Well, hey, look, ask me, Army and Navy. Because
that's it. And the rest of them are just hanging on.
The Air Force came from the Army
Air Corps,
and the Marines have always belonged to the Navy.
Yeah, Marines couldn't do anything until we brought them there.
Yeah,
yeah, they can't do it. Marines can't do anything until we bring them to the place.
That's Roger that.
So yes. So I was 79 to 83 USN. My father was a 1944 to 1948. So I am what they call a legacy. My father was in the Navy, and then I followed him in the Navy. 35 years later. So
well, God bless you. Thank you for your service as well, brother.
Oh, right back to you, sir. Just to let you guys know what I bring to the table. So I got some good news. So I own On the Mark TV. I'm the CEO of On the Mark TV, and it's MERC. And I bring 250 to 300 million viewers to what you're doing, your causes. Okay. I'm on the Mark TV is on Easy Way TV with Eric Zulli. I'm on I Dream CTV and iVod TV with Maureen Cooper. We're nonprofit TV with Anthony Sorelli. And I now, as of Wednesday, I just dropped my Roku channel. And so that brings me up to many, many viewers. Okay. Lots of viewers across the globe. And my channel is every time a person in Europe, Asia, or India turns on a TV, that Whale TV made, which is over 400 million brands, On the Mark TV is right in front of their face. Okay. And plus I'm I'm my own Roku channel. So we bring lots and lots of eyes to your guys' causes. Okay. Also, I now just found out too that I've been part of the Little Midget Mania Wrestling since April, and they've been promoting my brand. I show their shows. I show their shows on my TV. I show their events. And the good news is, as of today, we just cut a deal to where now my logo is now going to be on their wrestling mat. So every time they go to a show and the ring is built right in the middle, just like WWE uses Prime with Jake Paul, my logo, my name is going to be right in the middle of the ring and also on the turnbuckles. So what happens is they're going to do about another 120 shows throughout the year. So you're looking at about 2,000 to 5,000 people. So that puts 250,000 eyes on my product, on my brand, face to face, in color, live at each of these events. Plus, that 250,000 people, you got to figure at least 80 or 90% have cell phones, right, or more. And they're going to be filming the wrestlers. They're going to be filming selfies. They're going to be filming videos. And what's going to be in the background? On the Mark TV. So my recognition is through the roof.
Mark, we had this discussion. This is my podcast.
I'm sorry, but I was okay. But I was just telling you, it's for your cause, brother. Project Diehard.
Brother, I understand, but you said to warn you when you were getting, on the Mark TV, folks.
I'm sharing the love.
You become a community support program member.
Yes, sir.
You helping us gets you on Mark's TVs.
Yes.
You see how that works?
God bless. That's why you're the smartest guy in the room. See? Did you go to UWM? Is that why you're the smartest guy in the room? Did you go to University with Milwaukee, Wisconsin, whatever it's called?
No, I actually got my degree from Kansas State University.
Okay.
Whoa, man! Oh my God, you're a wildcat. God bless.
That's all right.
No,
We're not-
it was re-enlist and finish my degree while on campus. Right? That was a
Yes, sir.
re-enlistment option at that time.
Yes, sir.
So I got to spend a whole semester on campus. I had to report once a week to make sure I was alive, but yeah. So I spent a whole semester on Kansas State getting a little rowdy.
Boo Jayhawks. Go Wildcats.
But yeah, look, I was talking to Thomas earlier. Folks, I have spent the entire day trying to get a veteran into rehab.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah,
It takes time sometimes.
it takes time.
That's a shame.
No, that's not a shame. It's a veteran reached out and said, I'm ready for help.
That's a good thing. That's a
That's
Let me ask you a question. What are the roadblocks that cause him not to go in right away like a normal, like if my sister needed rehab, there's two options. One, I could pay for it, right? Or I could put him in like a facility, right? So when the veterans, they should just automatically, like it should be part of the benefits. Like when a veteran comes out of the military, they automatically supposed to get psychiatric benefits to help them come back to the real world, right? So shouldn't that rehab part be part of it too? I mean, shouldn't it be?
Well, there's different qualifications for that, Mark, and there's different said criteria that they have to meet on certain levels. So if you're going through the VA and you come out and you have an honorable other than honorable or dishonorable discharge or anything along those lines, then you're not eligible for the VA benefits that you would be able to receive to go into to get that you're talking about. But those that have an honorable discharge and have VA benefits, they can find the funding, they can find the facilities that they can utilize. But I believe Brian, takes care of all of us, no matter what our discharge is and where we are or what the circumstances are. So we need other facilities to be able to be open-minded to be able to help.
Yeah, well, there are some limits, brother. If you come to us and you are totally dishonorably discharged, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you. I'm sorry. But even less than honorable, it all depends on the backstory. How did that happen?
Right.
Okay. This veteran vetted, right? Went through the whole thing. Okay. What happened for that veteran to leave the service other than honorable, which it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right.
He had a dick of a commander. Okay.
A lot of us.
That's what it boiled down to, folks.
We all went through that. Yeah. What about general under honorable conditions?
I'm not 100% sure. That could be state by state with the VA. It all depends on what they're going for and what services they qualify depending upon their counties.
I get, like I told Brian before, my Navy career is not something I brag about. It's something I brag about the fact that I served my country, but the career itself was terrible because I had terrible officers and terrible people that didn't. It was a tough time in 1980, and it was not a fun time to be in the military because, Ronald Reagan was trying to do his best, but I don't have the same proud career that you guys had. Believe me, I don't. But I got out on general and honorable conditions because I served so much sea time that they just gave it to me. They let me out early.
Yeah, again, that's the whole thing of this, folks, is you guys here online see a snippet of what happens every day in this mission.
It's awful.
Right? Yeah, you hear me saying share, 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 pray, 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 volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. Yes, do all those, because there's a lot that goes on behind this chair right here. Okay. Susan can attest to some of it, because I don't bother my team with things that would bother them. Susan handles the processing of resource partners. She's not the one that handles reaching out saying we have a veteran in need, because she has a full-time job. She can't do that.
Right.
She's pretty good at multitasking. I mean, I never seen anybody have a full-time job and still dedicate so much of her time to the causes. It's just amazing.
Oh, Mark, I have nothing but praise for Susan.
Oh no, I agree with you 100%.
Okay. But you understand when I say I only take the best.
God bless you.
Right.
It was a call, but thank you.
I only take the best for my brothers and sisters. I ensure that they get the best. And when Susan can dedicate 24/7, 365 to the mission, I'm sure I will be happy to let her take that on. But look, you never know when a veteran's going to reach out.
That's right.
I think my main goal right now is I'm not money driven, I'm purpose driven. Okay.
Cool.
So my purpose right now is to help two people, entrepreneurs and veterans. Okay. That's my two main goals, because I'm both.
Yep.
So my goal is to create your building, because if we create that building, if we create that place starting off in Illinois, right next to Kentucky, if we create that building, if we create that resource where they can go there and get the help, get the food, get the sleep, get whatever they need, get attention, have veteran people there to like fill out paperwork for them, have, all this stuff there. If we create that one resource center in your area and then get people to realize what we are doing and then make it where there's one in every single state in the United States, that's the goal, period.
Yes. Speak it.
and I'm telling you right now, guys. I'm telling you right now. All right. I can literally say it right now. And I spent a lot of time stacking people. All right. Like you stack groceries. I stacked a lot of people. But what happened is I stopped stacking people and I started working with the right people. And I can tell you right now, okay, like I don't want to be like, we're all religious people here. We all have faith, but this is not about religion. It's not about religion at all. But there's certain people in my life right now that I call my Lord and Savior, not because of a God thing or even a Jesus thing or even a faith thing. It's because they came into my life and saved me from hell and the people I was dealing with before. They literally brought me from hell. And because of that, I'm going to generate millions and millions of dollars. I know how to do it. I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again. And a lot of that's going to go to veterans, because I never seen a group of people be so shortchanged and cheated and lied to and ripped off and harassed more than anyone in the world. I mean, I'm not talking about more than a race, more than being black, being Jewish. A veteran is like, I don't understand the hate towards them. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
You're preaching to the choir, brother.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
Look, brother, every time I go out and speak, you can hate war. In fact, I do. Okay. You can hate war, but you cannot hate the warrior. You can't.
I think cops are more worried. I think cops are more about war than actually veterans are. I mean, I'm not going to say bad things about cops, but their mindset is fight. Their mindset is protect, but their mindset is also they take veterans and they take their mindset and then take the veterans that went through so much violence and seen so much violence, and they say, by the way, you can now be a cop. You know what I mean? And that's so what happens is they don't take the best of the best. They take the people. I don't even get it. So, I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad about cops, but it's just they have their mindset's more towards war than an actual veteran is. A veteran's not in there to kill somebody. A veteran's there to protect America.
Well, yes.
Veterans are not about war. They're about protection and security.
And that's why most veterans go into EMS, police, fire, the first responder role, right? That's just like people go, well, you need to help first responders. I help veterans. I guarantee there are veterans that are first responders.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm helping first responders. I'm just not helping your first responders because I help the veteran first responder.
Well, I think one of the reasons they go in and learn, one of the reasons they go to EMS, one of the reasons they go to that is because they realize that if their military career comes up short, or it's not the 20-year career that they were expecting, they have a backup plan, and they know they can come out of the military with a job. Because you always need EMS, you always need firemen, you always need policemen. You need those people that are first responders. That's why a lot of male nurses start out in the military and become male nurses, because they're not accepted at first. But if they come out as veterans, they're hired.
Thomas, you want to weigh in on that? You're the Vet Biz Connect.
Roger that. You know, a lot of the guys, like I work with a lot of first responders that are veterans, that are entrepreneurs, all of the above. You know, firefighters, police officers, EMTs. You know, coming out of the medical field, and I feel that there's a commonality between the veterans and the first responders that Mark was talking about, but it wasn't, I haven't found it as a job commonality, but more a brotherhood commonality, the camaraderie commonality. They go right back into another unit. When you come together with firefighters is just as strong of a core camaraderie as it is in any service. Police officers, same thing. EMTs, I've noticed it's the same thing. So that's what we're looking for, you know, and a lot of the service members either go into that, or they go into a fraternity, they go into a charity, they go into, some other type of group that the veterans are filling in to be able to give back to the community and serve. That's really what I'm seeing. And, you know, where he touched on with the nurses, I don't, you, Doc, have more of a knowledge of that than I do there, Brian.
Yeah. LPNs, nurses in the military. I'm a mud in the muck medic.
I know.
Okay. Well, just for everybody to understand where I'm coming from is, yes, you know, a lot of nurses in the Army go into nursing in the civilian world. Okay. I want to say we have the most propensity to have male nurses because the Army pays for nursing school.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty simple.
Well, my wife's been a nurse for 30 years in Indonesia, Singapore, and the last 20 years in Arizona. And she works at a children's hospital in ECMO, CRT, bone marrow transplant, ICU. And she also works in stroke. And believe me, she comes across a lot of veterans and a lot of homeless people and people like that, and people that have been veterans. And sometimes, sometimes veterans are the toughest people to offer help to. They have this independent mindset sometimes where they have this, and I'm not saying that just what I hear from her, but they have this independent mindset that they want help, they just don't know how to ask for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you from personal experience, Mark. 100% correct. 3-time suicide survivor. I continuously kept not wanting to ask for help, even when it was staring me right in the face that I needed it. If it wasn't for my wife and my son that I have now, you know, I wouldn't be here. Because if it wasn't looking at them and saying, "Oh my God, they need me. Stop doing this," This isn't for you. This isn't right for you. And God entering my heart and my mind and opening it up, I wouldn't be here without his grace.
I sat on 3 board of directors. I sat on 3 different board of directors for suicide prevention and mental awareness. I sat on 3, and they never, each one of them failed because the people that weren't veterans wanted to make profit, and the veterans just wanted to care. And the entrepreneurs wanted to make profit. Like, where's my profit? Where's my profit? I go, this is a nonprofit for veterans for mental awareness and suicide prevention. Did you expect to get paid? All right. And the only person I know that does, there's one gentleman, his name is Eric Ranks. And I love him because he runs this Project 22, like just like you said, and he does it because of the Project 22, and he also does the coffee thing. And he's he's one of the most prominent people in helping suicide prevention, because right on his coffee actually has a label that says suicide prevention on it. His name is Eric Ranks, and he's awesome. And he also does his coffee, and he's not even military like a lot of people in his family were, but he gives back tremendously to the military. And again, he's the same word. He's that Project 22 thing that I didn't understand at first, and now I do, which is the original number. And I'm not going to say that number in front of Thomas because that's not fair. And now I know the number goes up to, say, in the 40s, like you said.
Yep.
Every
day, brother. Every single day. You're not going to offend me by talking about the truth that people out there.
I'm not trying to offend you. I just don't need to repeat it. But that's
no.
And Brian taught me more about it.
Yeah. Again, look, 22 is a marketing number.
Yep.
It's been around forever and a day. Why reinvent the wheel? 22, right? But yeah, you want to get down to the nitty gritty. Susan, Wednesday morning, what do I get? Wednesday mornings, what do I get? I get an email every Wednesday morning from a conglomerate of people I deal with.
Statistics. You get the statistics of how many people have committed suicide that day.
Well, the average over the week.
Right.
Wow. Yes. I know the answer to that because I've been in his meetings.
Yeah. It goes up and down every week.
Yep.
But once again, the number we report is a truer number than what the VA will report.
And you know why?
Because the VA doesn't determine the cause of death.
Correct. And not just that. If you die because, like me, I was drinking my face off and tried to jump out of a moving car, they don't consider that. They won't count that as a suicide. They'll count that as a car accident. So
motor
it keeps
vehicle
it off the statistics.
Yep. Well, to boil that down, it's up to the local coroner to determine the cause of death. Now, there's a lot of insurance policies out there still that if it is marked as suicide, won't pay out. So they're trying to do the family good, but yet we can't get a true number because of the stigmata attached to that.
Right.
Oh, it's just heart rendering. You know what I mean? It's sadness. I don't even, I live in Arizona, and there's over 600,000, or I think the number is even higher than that, veterans living here because of the warmth and the fact that it's a little less hustle and bustle than a major city, but now it's even worse now. But there's a lot of veterans that live here because of the cost of living, and they kind of like the heat. But we have this VA hospital, and we do everybody tries to do the best they can. I belong to numerous veterans beer club and a bunch of other, veterans. I go out and support them all the time. I just went to a big event that was called the Veteran Support System, where there's like 80 vendors in there that help veterans, and it was done by the senator and the governor of Arizona. It was in a school, and it was wonderful. and I was with the VA that day. But I just tried to get. I haven't had my military ID for probably past 35 years. Okay. And I went to go try to get my military ID from the Veterans Hospital, and they said this is the wrong place. So then I went down to Downtown Phoenix, and they said this is the wrong place. And then I went to another place, and they said this is the wrong place. And then I went to another place, and they said this is the wrong place. So I was just trying to get my military ID again. And finally, they just said just go online.
Folks, did you hear this, man? This is what our facilities are for. Okay.
And I didn't even know where to go on. I didn't even know where to go online. And finally, I learned it's vetsrec.org.
Yeah.
VETSREC.org.
Yeah.
That's where I had to go get, and I had to fill it out, and that was the happening. And I wanted, and the only reason I'm doing it is because, just some of the benefits, buy a house, things like that, or just, justify. Because what happens is, I've been amongst a lot of people that I go to these veterans events, and they tell me, oh, I was this, I was that, I was this, I was that, and I go, well, what years are we in? Well, I was in 82, I was in 86. What years were you in? And they can't even get it right. And then what branch were you in? What this? And I ask them questions, just normal, simple questions, and they can't answer it. And they're not saying the truth because there is no truth. They're not even veterans.
Yeah, brother.
And they copy this, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, why? I mean, go copy something else. Why don't you make believe you're a Major League Baseball player? Why would you make believe you're a veteran? I mean, what you want to get shot? I mean, you want no gratification? You want no benefits? I mean, why are you trying to be something that doesn't get the best treatment? And it's just so they can tell their friends they're veterans, and they make believe they have veteran-owned businesses. My career's not stellar, but I got pictures saying I was in the Navy.
Brother, you're speaking to the choir here, okay? I get those veterans day in and day out.
But what's the average age on most of those people?
1 hour.
Mid-40s.
Okay, I'm 64. So,
yeah.
Right. So being 64, in all truth, I'm 64 years old. And when I tell people I'm a veteran, very rarely do people even question it. Like, they don't. You know what I mean? They just don't. They just think, why would he lie? And I'm not lying. You know what I mean? But even like the only reason I wanted is because I had to go get a new driver's license, and I wanted that little stamp on there that says veteran.
Cool.
Show it proud and loud. And they wouldn't let me do it because I can't prove my DD-214. So that's why I have to go get a copy of my DD-214 to prove everything. They want me to. I don't have to prove, like, there's certain people in this world, certain races and certain, I don't want to be too racist here, or nothing like that, but there's certain people that don't have to prove anything. Why does a veteran have to prove they're a veteran and have 27 pieces of paper to prove it?
Because of the young lady that pretended to be a veteran and took $3.8 million from veteran organizations.
There's a lot of people that take advantage of dead husbands and try to create their benefit.
Yes, brother, that happens.
I know.
Yes, it does.
It happens an awful lot. This is why when I put out, hey, we have a veteran in need, right? You don't question me because I've already questioned the veteran. They've already been vetted. When I put out, I have a veteran in need, you just step up and say, I can help. Don't worry about if it's a true story or not, because it's already been vetted if it comes from my mouth.
Exactly.
Okay.
No one should ever question Brian Gibson's integrity. And if they do, tell them to come my way.
That's my integrity is my father's fault.
Really, mine was the opposite, but yes.
Yeah. But again, folks, this is Just say, I've been putting it out. We boiled it down. Project Die Hard's purpose, part, commission are these facilities. That's what we do. We build them. So Thomas can bring resources, and all of our other resource partners can come, and all of our ministry partners can come, and all the veterans can come and get help, get hope.
Do you think that your Project Die Hard would flourish more? I mean, this might be more of a geographic question than anything else. But do you think because your address is Paducah, Kentucky, all right? And there's a lot of side jokes about Kentucky, okay? And I'm not going to get into them, but you understand. So,
Yeah.
So my question to you is: do you think that you would have more help or more financial being if you were, like, say, stationed in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Dallas, bigger cities than Paducah,
Look,
Kentucky?
yeah.
Aren't you limited through Paducah, Kentucky?
Yes, brother, I got it. Right?
I'm not. Because
No. I got it.
Yeah, I'm not being offensive. I'm sorry.
No, you're not being offensive.
Okay.
I see. This is a good question. Why am I so adamant about Western Kentucky in rural areas? All those big cities have every veteran resource they can think of.
Yeah, but they suck at them. They don't really, even though it's a big city, even though I live 2 miles from a VA hospital, and guess what?
Got it.
I mean,
brother.
I'm not going to say anything bad about VA hospital, but I mean, a few years ago, just recently, about 6 years ago, President Obama had to come to Phoenix and go into the VA hospital and say, guys, get it together. You're not doing the right thing. And they had to change their whole entire thought process. The president showed up in Phoenix.
Okay.
To try to change things. It was not good at all. And now it's gotten better, but it was so bad the president walked in.
Brother, that was Obama. That was a couple presidents ago. It's still Phoenix, Arizona has gotten better.
Well, Trump's been here many times, yeah.
But they're still on the lower tier of the VA facilities. Okay. Right. Look, there's good VA facilities. Not saying there's not, but there's also bad ones.
Right. You're 100% correct.
Well,
this is why our facilities go into rural areas where the veteran services aren't. And we all bring them in. Yeah.
We should nickname you the Hillbilly Veteran Support Team. Sorry. Sorry.
Hey, Mark, bless your heart. You might want to look that one up as what that means in Southern.
I think we could just get Jack Daniels to support you, for Christ's sake. Jack Daniels can probably come up with the money just to build your facility in 20 minutes. I mean, why don't we just go to Jack and say, Jack Daniels, say, look, guys, you're supposedly, this great support system, and let's just build this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or take 10% profits from the stills. We'll go to union, still union, and
about 5 years ago, we had a bottle of bourbon donated to our organization.
That's not enough.
All right, let me finish.
Okay, that's just encouragement.
Look, we didn't apply for it. Somebody recommended us. This distillery cracked open a 200-year-old keg, bottled it, and those bottles went out to nonprofits in
Wow.
Kentucky.
What they call that project?
I'll have to look back.
It's okay. The bourbon backup or something like that, or like,
No, it's the point. The issue is we followed the rules. We had to put it out, auction it off. We had to report back.
all right. That's what I would have done. I would have sold it.
We had to.
Yes.
Okay. The backlash I got. Well, you say you're faith-based. You don't allow drugs or alcohol. Why are you selling this bottle of alcohol?
It's closed.
It's closed. It wasn't
It's
open and it
closed.
was donated. What do you care?
It was given to us to auction off.
That's
Period.
like them going to a church and saying, "Why do you have a basket of cheer?"
Yeah.
Or why do you have sacrificial wine? I don't know. God made grapes. God made liquor. God made alcohol, wine. I mean, people have been drinking since day one.
Brother, it's not the fact that people drink. It's like in my case, as soon as I have that first alcoholic beverage, my math skills go to shit.
How were they before?
Terrible.
Okay.
My point being is this. I'm a recovering alcoholic. There's no such thing as a recovered alcoholic. We are recovering every day.
One day at a time, baby.
That's it. Okay. Now, why are there no drugs or alcohol allowed within Project Die Hard? Scripture tells me not to lead my brother into temptation.
Amen.
So, Susan might not have a drinking problem and likes a glass of sherry. But Kurt might be a flaming alcoholic.
That would explain a lot.
It would. But you see, if they're both residents in a facility, I can't allow one and jeopardize the other.
Kurt has addictions, but they're mostly Chipotle. They're usually food related. That's okay.
All right. So, Sue, what do we got going on here? We've had a nice discussion.
You gonna let the talking head speak?
Well, first up, I want to make sure we backtrack for just a moment because everybody needs to get the take-home message for next week about Operation Arizona is happening.
Oh yeah,
So,
please
big
tell me about
reminder.
that because go ahead, please.
So Operation Arizona, we have our contingency from Arizona coming in to see Fabrush, to meet Brian in person,
Wow.
to participate in the Veterans Breakfast that takes place a week from Wednesday. So it's always the first Wednesday of the month. So Wednesday, September the 3rd, be at the IHOP in Paducah, Kentucky, and you too can meet our folks from Arizona that are coming in. You can meet the Legal Aid from, Legal Aid of Kentucky? Do I have that correct? And meet Brian, meet all the folks that'll be coming out that day. We've been having a very good record of how many are coming and attending, and how many new people are actually going and being there as well. So please, if you're in the area, if you can make yourself in the area, if you can get there, be there for the event on that Wednesday. So Wednesday, September 3rd, again, IHOP in Paducah. So
Okay, time out.
yes,
Please film that.
We are. My point is this, folks. September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. If you can be in Southern Illinois, Western Kentucky, be here. Okay? September 1st, Tucson, Arizona, Richmond, Virginia is spending time with all the accountants and bookkeepers.
Wow.
Tuesday the 2nd, we're taking them to the FOB to show them what we're doing.
Wow.
And then on the 3rd, they're joining us for the fellowship breakfast so they can see what we do.
Wow.
This is our opportunity to impress some people. All praise and glory goes to God for every blessing. No argument on that one, folks.
Amen.
But
Wow.
these people coming in and then going back and talking to their people, we could have FOB Rush completed by the end of 2026.
Who is the representative from Tucson?
Doesn't matter. I cannot discuss.
Okay. Fair enough.
Non-disclosure agreements here, folks.
I 100% agree. I will be in your area. I'll be in Gray Lakes, Illinois on September 13th and 14th. I don't know how far that is from your space. You know what I'm saying?
You're in the northern part.
It's that far. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once again, Die Hard gets invited to set up at a myriad of places. Hence, we need more volunteers. We need more ambassadors.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're doing an Inspired.World event for 2 days in Gray Lakes, Illinois.
Yeah.
And that's right between Chicago and Milwaukee.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
No, I know. I didn't until I met Dan Barrett.
And I'm trying to figure out how we're going to get up there.
It's going to be a pretty significant because he used to be the chief of police.
Yeah.
And by the way, he has lots of guns, and he's cooking dinner on the night of the 13th.
Okay.
No, his father was like a big deal in the military, and he's talking about this thing called the 308 FL.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what that is.
I do. We're good.
Well, of course you do.
Well, we do have one more wonderful gentleman joining us. I'm going to bring him in. Josh,
There he is.
so good to see you. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. Shalom to you all.
Shalom.
Mazel
So
tov.
happy to have you here.
Mazel tov.
Yes, indeed.
Good Shabbos.
We just had a wonderful wrap up to our first girls soccer game. UC9 doing their thing like cats, herding cats. It's a lot easier than troops sometimes, but hey. I know Brian knows what I'm talking about. How's it going tonight, everybody?
Good. Good.
late.
Yourself?
We're doing great. We're doing good. Told everybody about all of our blessings in the past week. 5-star media, man. Weren't they outstanding?
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
What a blessing.
Yeah. I got to reach out tomorrow because I need those because I got a couple other radio stations now that want them.
Yes. Leo will come through with the recordings and we'll make all kinds of fun media with it.
Yeah.
I like all the smiles tonight, I got to say.
It's a heck of a night. And actually, I'm so glad you're here. We actually are at that wrap-up moment here for the evening. And you guys have been here before. You know what we do? We do need to go around, and I'm going to give everybody a chance here to share your message of hope for our veterans and any final thoughts you have that you'd like to share as well. And Thomas, I'm going to go ahead and start with you tonight.
Okay. Well, I just want to say out there to all of my fellow veterans, please just know that if at any moment that you think that you're alone, we're here. Not just us, but God is here. He's here for you. We're here for you. You're never alone, just as you were never alone in the military, in any part of the service. We're here as your battle buddy. We got your six. Pick up a phone, send out a text, shoot out a message, get a hold of somebody. 988 is there as well. Please never go down the path that I did without taking the chance to reach out, because we're here. God bless. Have a great night.
Excellent. Thank you, Thomas. We really appreciate you. And actually, I'm going to pass over to Kurt next, give him a chance to say hello here and share his words.
All right. Gab session, GAB, gathering and belonging. When I heard this conversation, there were a lot of examples of how we gather here at Project iHeart, and this is quite a gathering right here. And my message to you is about, I hope everybody here feels their belonging, into the mission, into what we do here. And you out there, you belong here. And we've done a lot of talking here today. Talk the talk, and it's time to walk the walk. And we want to walk this walk with you. We're here on a journey. We're very excited to what the whole history of Project iHeart has been so far. But you haven't seen yet until you plug in here and we help you get your role in the future of Project iHeart and how you can help all your brothers and sisters around the world. You are kind of a big deal. Back to you.
Excellent. So, Mark, over to you next. Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Sorry. I would like to forfeit my time to both Kurt and this other gentleman because I had a lot of time on camera, and I'd like to forfeit my time to them.
Excellent. Joshua, over to you.
All right. So, like I say every week, I say every day, I say it in my own house, fall forward. There's opportunities. Like Tom was saying, there's plenty of places to plug in. If you're not down with the church thing, we got virtual fellowships all over, not just veterans, mixed with some civvies. Find out, look, dude, everybody's got the same problems. You are definitely not alone. You got a unique perspective. Yeah, you've got the hero badge, and thank you. And thank you. But plug in somewhere, because that isolation, that enemy wants to take you into the abyss and take you off the board. See all them noddings? Because they did the same thing to us, and he will set you free.
That's deep, brother. I'm glad I forfeited my time. I could have came up with something poetic as deep as that if I tried. God bless.
Hallelujah.
Excellent. Brian, over to you.
All right, guys. If I said it once, I said it a million times. Don't give up. You fought for so long. Why quit now? Keep fighting. Be here tomorrow. I look here, it's 7:34. My question to you is, what are you going to be at 7:34 tomorrow? How about this? Next week, big podcast. Questions for a politician. You going to be around for that one? Because I want your input. Brothers, sisters, he could save me. He can do it for you.
Oh.
That's it.
Next week needs to be a very special podcast because it's Labor Day, too.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So be sure to tune in because this group part of this group will be here. It's a holiday. We have commitments. So on that particular day, though, Brian will be here. And we do have that special guest coming in. And if any of you guys are available to hop on in here, please do so. We are here every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central for Project iHeart Mission Monday. And remember, God's not done with you yet. Stick around, see what's next. As always,